The iPhone XS Max has been out for 6 whole months. Is it still worth that $1,100 starting price? Overall, the iPhone XS wasn't actually a huge upgrade over the iPhone X, but the XS Max is another story. With its 6.5-inch display, it's a huge upgrade. Although the notch is the same size as on the iPhone X, it looks a lot smaller, due to that 6.5-inch display making the notch relatively a lot smaller. The XS Max still offers the same OLED Super Retina display as the iPhone X, but in the same pixel density even though it's a 6.5-inch display. They added more pixels into the display, making the resolution 2648 by 1242. This allowed Apple to keep the same pixel density as the original iPhone X at 488 pixels per inch. The rear camera system on the iPhone XS Max offers dual 12-megapixel sensors, one in a wide angle and one in a 2x telephoto lens. Both are optically stabilized. Both rear cameras are capable of filming at 4K at 60 frames per second and shooting at 12 megapixels. The front-facing camera hidden in the notch is a 7-megapixel camera capable of filming at 1080p at 60 frames per second. One of the biggest new features of the iPhone XS and XS Max is variable aperture. This allows you to change the background blur in portrait mode photos as well as change the effects as you were allowed to do on the iPhone X. But my favorite new camera feature is Smart HDR. What this does is take multiple versions of the same photo in different exposures and then merge those together to get a super high contrast, beautiful HDR photo. All this wouldn't be possible without the super powerful A12 Bionic powering the iPhone XS, XS Max, and iPhone XR. The A12 Bionic was the industry's first 7nm mobile processor chip. Capable of over 5 trillion processes per second, this chip is a complete monster and was amazing powering this phone through its first 6 months. The A12 Bionic is still able to keep up with the likes of the newer Snapdragon 855 and the Kirin 980. Both XS and XS Max both boast 4GB of RAM. This may be lower for most phones not running Android, but iOS's RAM management has always been fantastic throughout the years. So 4GB is plenty for most both power users and casual users. Starting in storage configurations of 64GB and going all the way up to 512GB, the maximum storage configuration will cost you more than the starting price of a MacBook Pro. Over the past 6 months, this phone has held up great. With this new next generation glass based off of Gorilla Glass 6, very little micro scratches have been an issue for me, as well as drops. It's been held up great. I have been carrying this phone caseless. It's been dropped once on concrete and it survived totally fine. No nicks on the stainless steel and nothing to show on the glass. With that though, this is a almost brand new iPhone XS Max. Due to my old one had issues with the speakers and the Taptic engine, so I had to get a brand new one. So this one is actually 3 weeks old, you're seeing. But the old one, that was just due to a manufacturing issue with the first batch of XS Maxes. I had it since launch day and it lasted a full 6 months with that issue just arriving 6 months later. So if you are having an issue with your Taptic engine or speakers, you can get a brand new XS Max in the same color for free. Overall, the experience with this phone has been fantastic. Shoots great videos, it's great for watching videos, it's great for taking photos. The only issue and the only hard part about owning a phone this big is the one-handed use. It's just a bit hard to type one-handed, but you do get used to it over time. As well as the battery life has just been fantastic on this phone. The battery is a single 3174 mAh cell, boasts a 20-hour talk time, and I average about 6 to 7 hours of screen on time off of a full charge. This phone is a glass-back smartphone with Qi wireless charging, and I've been wirelessly charging it every night. The battery has held up fantastic. Overall, this phone has a fantastic design, a big, beautiful display, great battery, awesome camera, and there's really very little complaints. Overall, 6 months later, this phone is still worth its $1,100 starting price. Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one.